pleased to present for your consideration.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Jabberbox Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Bond, and with me is my good friend, longtime friend, Dan Singleton. How's it going, Dan?
Hey, what's cracking, everyone? Inaugural show. I'm pretty excited. You pretty excited, Andy?
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm stoked, man. If you're joining in for the very first time... Let's do what?
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, right? So this is our very first time, so I'm hoping that you're joining in for the very first time. Then you should know that this show is about the two of us as we ramble on through pop culture topics such as, but not limited to, games, movies, shows, and life topics as we see fit. Over on patreon.com/dandydigital, you can get the show early. However, if that is not an option for you, that is just Dandy with us. You can get the show over on youtube.com, iTunes, and or Spotify when the show drops on its regularly scheduled date. Today, as Dan stated, this is our maiden voyage of the Jabberbox Podcast, and we have some fun stuff to talk about today, specifically with the E3 show coming up from the week of this recording. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Dan?
It's our first time. Be gentle.
Yeah, right? So, E3 is pretty much like a huge video game deal, right? For anybody who likes video games, that's in it at any sort of time in their life, E3 was something that you either read about in the magazines, you know, when we were growing up back in the Stone Age, or it's something that everyone can check out online, specifically online now with the whole pandemic and everything being more digital. So I know I'm pretty stoked about it. Is there anything that you're looking forward to, Dan?
Oh, of course. I'm looking forward to Halo the most because, I mean, I'm an Xbox guy.
That's right.
It's kind of my thing.
All right, man. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Today's show is we're going to kind of go through our predictions for the E3. I believe that the two of us have created 10 predictions each. Is that right?
That is not right. I have 4.
All right, man. So let's figure out where we go from here. Let's go ahead.
You want to kick things off? Or you want me to start?
You can go ahead and start.
All right. So right off the top, I'm going to go fucking crazy. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say either Half-Life 3 or Left 4 Dead 3 confirmed by Steam. Who's with me? Anybody?
That's actually not that bad, you know, because they just released the Half-Life Alyx for the Oculus. Right?
Yeah, considering they just released it, I doubt it's going to be Half-Life. I would love to see a Left 4 Dead 3, though.
When was that game was just pure fun. Left 4 Dead?
Oh, 10 years? 11 years? It's been a minute.
Yeah. So, do you think they're going to do a Left 4 Dead 3? Or would that be something where they, because it's been so long, they just reboot it and let's start off with Left 4 Dead?
Well, I think the lore is already, they've already done all the groundwork. Why reinvent the wheel, right? So take what you know, take what people love. I mean, this shit is a cult following, and it has been for 10, 12 years since the first one came out. So you don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to do everything over. You use the next gen, everything that's coming out or is already out, but is pretty much fucking impossible to get still. But it's out there. People are making games for it. So embrace that. Let's get some next gen gems, basically.
Fucking A, man. Well, we'll see. I wouldn't put it past them to do some sort of Half-Life with Alyx. I mean, they can do a teaser trailer. Everyone's now, I think that kind of quenched their thirst a little bit for Half-Life, but at the same time, it just made them more horny for it, you know?
To be fair, I haven't played it yet, but what I've heard is that it kind of leaves it open-ended for Half-Life 3 to be a thing at some point, but
that's what I've heard too.
Steam likes to just blue ball everyone, so whatever.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll figure that out. Hopefully. So, I know that they're going to be doing like a PC thing on Saturday. So, I don't know. Fingers crossed, man. So what I'm going to go ahead and start off with.
I kept saying Steam, didn't I? I meant Valve.
Yes.
Yeah, I meant Valve the whole time. I'm sitting here looking at this Steam icon and it's just, subconsciously
Ingrained right there.
Yeah.
So my first one, Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 will be announced. They will have a new cinematic trailer. It will showcase Cosmo Canyon, Rocket Town, and the Chocobo Ranch. There's going to be a heavy emphasis on the Chocobo Ranch, and it will up the ability to breed your Chocobos sooner than waiting for the Golden Saucer. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 will be announced for holiday 2022, and they will also have a Soldier First Class Edition, much like the first one, and it will come with a Sephiroth figure.
Who's making it? I'm not the game, the figure.
Play Arts.
Play Arts. I don't think I'm familiar with them.
They do some fantastic shit. I got the first, the Soldier First Class Edition for the first release of Final Fantasy VII, and it came with the Cloud figure and that motorcycle that's on my desk.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
So they will have something like that, but it's going to be Sephiroth, I think, to kind of do the hero villain thing.
So I am familiar with their work. I just didn't realize it was their work.
Yep. Super articulate, fantastic work. More to the point where it's I think $150 per figure. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm very much looking forward to that game. They're actually doing the Final Fantasy VII Retrograde coming up here next week. And so that'll be the episode that just kind of pushes everybody a little bit further, introducing Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII and what she's all about. And then they will, riding high on that, they're going to be doing the Remake 2 announcement. If it's just a cinematic trailer, so we'll see.
Just cinematic, no gameplay?
No gameplay. I mean, no gameplay. I don't think so. Not for the
next.
It's
going to be cross-platform?
No.
Presume yes, because the previous, it won't be?
I don't know. No, because the next episode, right, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate or whatever, that's PS5 exclusive. So they're not even bringing that to the PS4.
Okay, then.
So,
but this is what I'm talking about. Like, all these next gen consoles are out, but nobody can fucking get them. Right. I still don't have one at all.
Right. Because of the chip shortage, and I'm assuming
because 2020 was a thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think that's going to upset the gaming community for sure, because it ran on PS4. So and you know what I mean? So
yeah, there's going to be plenty of pissed off people. Well, there already are, but this is just going to make it worse.
Well, the people are still pissed off that it's not actually, the first game's not coming out for Xbox yet, even though that was supposed to be a timed exclusive.
People on Xbox are kind of used to getting fucked over somehow.
Not anymore, my friend. Not with all those purchases.
Yeah, with the Bethesda acquisition.
Phil Spencer's like, he's had enough. He's about to bring home everything for everybody.
Good. Fuck PlayStation exclusives. I want some exclusives other than Halo. Really, I mean, really, that's really the only one that I can think of.
Well, yeah.
With true significance, not these one-off bullshit games that nobody fucking talks about anymore. I don't
mind the one-off bullshit games, right? So, especially for exclusives. Halo is always going to be exclusive. PlayStation's never going to get that. Nintendo will never get that. Microsoft owns that. That's going to be fine. Just like PlayStation is going to have the exclusives for God of War, because that is a PlayStation property. What I'm not so much a huge fan of is the exclusives for third-party games. Like, Final Fantasy should have come out by now for Xbox. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even like, I guess the Crash Bandicoot, but they're being done, I think, by a different developer. I can't recall who did the new one, but I think that actually came out for the Xbox too. It's just shit like that. Third party should be cross-platform. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I can see the argument, but at the same time, you gotta allow businesses to try to one up each other, right?
Yeah.
Like, as much as I hate it, having God of War be exclusive, I know PlayStation owns it and it's not a third party like you're talking about in this particular case, but say, for instance, it was a third party and it is Square Enix games, Final Fantasy games being exclusive to PlayStation for how many years? Really, decades?
Yeah.
I mean, it was on Nintendo originally, way back, but ever since 7, the original release of 7, it's been a PlayStation exclusive almost that entire time.
True. That's because Square Enix didn't want to put their shit on cartridge anymore. They were going for that disc-based medium.
Well, yeah, but even, 2000 Xbox came out.
Yeah, but it's not always been exclusive because you had Final Fantasy 13. That came out for both.
Well, yeah, but how many years between 7 and 13?
A lot. No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
So, yeah, I don't think it's necessarily terrible to have third party be exclusive to one platform over another. And of course, we're not talking about PC at all because they get everything all the time. Fucking dicks. That's just me being sour about it, though, because I don't have a gaming setup for PC.
Yeah.
But man, do I wish I did. Because it always looks better. It always sounds better. They have access to everything. Mods, all sorts of bonuses, and maybe one day when all the components are actually affordable again, I can build something.
Yeah,
right,
maybe.
What other predictions you got?
Well, you're next.
Well, yeah, but you have 10. I have a bit fewer.
I'm sure you can make up
so
some.
You want? Yeah. All right. So my next prediction is that Rockstar is going to come out and at some point somehow, and they're going to announce that they're working on GTA 6.
Not gonna happen. That's a pipe dream one, just because they haven't even released GTA 5 on the next gen consoles yet.
It is a pipe dream, and I fully accept that. And I know that they're still making tens of millions of dollars on GTA 5. I'll never understand it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why the fuck are people still buying a 12-year-old game?
I don't know, man. But that shit is printing money. It is printing money.
I get it, but how many I've played it 3 times. You can only rob so many banks and kill so many other players. You can only do so much before it's just like, okay, I get it. Time to move on. Time to do something else here. Like, I get it. We're in a Southern California facsimile. Can we do something else? Can we go somewhere else? Can we play different people? Can we do different missions? No, it's rob banks, kill other players, rake up money. Okay.
I get it. I haven't actually played the game because I thought I wanted to. I wanted to play GTA 5. And then I thought I was joining too late on the PS3, era. So I was like, I'm not going to get it. And then they brought it over to the PS4. And I was like, well, they're not really going to support it a whole lot. They're going to do whatever for about a year. And then they're going to announce the next game. And then everybody's going to stop playing GTA 5. And then that came in way. And then they announced, hey, we're going to bring it out to the PS5, Xbox Series X. I'm like, that's awesome. Now I'm really afraid to get it because I think they're going to be like, okay, we're going to pull the plug on it after about a year. And I have a huge backlog, so I don't know if I'm ever going to actually play this game.
If for no other reason than to make that happen, I want you desperately to purchase it now.
I might, especially on the PS4 or PS5, and run around. That's not crossplay with other platforms, is it?
I don't want to talk about shit I don't know because I haven't played it in a couple years now.
Let's see.
I just want Rockstar to make another GTA. And now is a great time because of all the next-gen consoles coming out. Gives them access to better engines, better graphics. They have so many more things that they can do with today's hardware.
Yeah. It's gonna blow everybody's mind. It's not crossplay, by the way. But yeah, like if you made it look, I'm sure they're gonna bring it up to snuff to a point of Red Dead Redemption 2. As boring as that fucking game was, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh no. That's going to be a hot take for people that are listening, but I 100% agree with you. I never finished Red Dead 2 because I was bored out of my fucking mind.
Yeah.
How many times do I have to ride a horse for 35 minutes to do part of one mission and then talk to somebody about a storyline I don't give a shit about? I just want to move on. I just want to fast travel. I don't want to go into a town and then like look at somebody wrong and then have to spend half of my money to get out of trouble so I can go back into town and be bored out of my fucking mind even more. No thanks. No fucking thanks, Rockstar. It looked amazing. Undoubtedly, never going to argue that, but fuck that gameplay. Fuck it right in its face. Boring.
Yep. All right, so let's see. Let's go with this one.
I'm passionate about Red Dead 2.
With Ubisoft Forward happening first for all of E3, we are going to be treated to a new dance number that will take up half the conference to showcase just the new Just Dance 2021. It's going to end with Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell montage, as he will be a special character that you can play as. Because they're not going to give him his new game, a game again. He's just going to be special characters in other people's games. Yeah.
Yes.
you know that's totally true. So
I have no rebuttal. Just a simple, humble yes.
All right, what's next for you?
Skull and Bones. Speaking of Ubisoft, let's continue in this vein for a minute. Skull and Bones, it's going to be an excellent game, and it's going to surpass Sea of Thieves.
If it comes out.
Well, yeah, it's been delayed a few times. I'll give you that.
Fucking game. This is one of my most anticipated games of 2017. You know, it's just I look at it. I was so excited. I'd watch the trailer here and there. I was super fucking pumped, and then it just kept going into the delayed space. You know, we're never gonna see that game. We're never gonna see Beyond Good and Evil 2. You know, we're never gonna see, even though that's never been announced, a new Banjo-Kazooie. I'm just saying, like, it's in the ether. It's gonna float around there for quite some time, if not forever.
I think it'll come out. I don't know when, but I think it'll get there.
2024. PS6
coming
Xbox,
Christmas 2029.
X Series X.
Yeah, let's not get into the Xbox console naming fucking system they developed. No, but Skull and Bones, because I tried playing Sea of Thieves, and I actually do enjoy playing Sea of Thieves. But it is not friendly if you don't have a dedicated full crew when you play. So if you don't have 4 people in Sea of Thieves that you play with on the regular, don't even bother. Don't bother playing by yourself.
Have they updated it at all? Or it's more?
I haven't played it in like a year and a half. I haven't played it in a while because it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah, I get it.
I didn't have anybody to play with. I was trying to one-man a sloop. I would just get my ass handed to me every time I entered a game. There was no point. It looks great and it is fun if you can get a group together, but if you can't, it's not worth it. Whereas Skull and Bones looks a lot more friendly to solo players. Obviously, I don't know that for certain. Haven't played it. It's not out yet, as we just talked about, but the trailer looks like it will be much more relatable. That's not a great word, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's going to be accessible. There we go. It's going to be a lot more accessible for solo players than Sea of Thieves.
Definitely.
Because, again, do you happen to know if Skull and Bones is going to be cross-platform?
I thought it was supposed to be.
Because Sea of Thieves definitely is, and it definitely sucks if you're on a console. Because PC players will come in there and fuck your world every time. Remorseless.
Let's see. As of 2021, it looks like it's supposed to be released until in 2022.
As I see, it's going to be available on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, but it doesn't say if it's going to be crossplay.
Yeah, but
at least from what I can see.
You could just plug in a mouse and keyboard into your Xbox and do the same thing.
Yeah, I could do that, but it's a console, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything for crossplay.
Maybe it's just nostalgia for me wanting to hold a controller, not a mouse and keyboard.
I get it. Let's see. Moving on, we're gonna do another safe bet with some crazy. Ready for this? For Nintendo?
Oh, let's hear it.
During the Nintendo Direct, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild 2 will be coming out. It will be released day and date with the new Nintendo Switch, or the Switch Pro that everyone keeps calling it by, and it's going to be gold in color, will be limited to 500 units, and the console will be Japanese release only.
500 units is a pretty small batch.
For a gold console? For Zelda?
I mean, actual gold or just gold color?
Gold color.
Okay. So, like, hearkening back to original NES kind of stuff?
NES 64, even so far as, like, the Wii, they had the gold controller.
True.
So, I don't know. I'm in the minority for The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. When I played it, I thought it was a good adventure game, a terrible Zelda game, right? There was just the music, if it was there, it was very minute when you're running around. It's supposed to enhance certain parts only by a little bit. It made your nostalgia, wiggle a little bit, and that was it. I wasn't a huge fan of Breath of the Wild. I did beat it, but I struggled with trying to stay in that world, unfortunately. There were some great characters, and there were some cool spots, but overall, Breath of the Wild is actually one of my weaker, or one of my lower tiered games for the Zelda series.
So what I'm hearing is, if they had made the game, but not called it part of the Zelda series and named it something else with a different character, it would have been more in your wheelhouse?
Yeah, I think so.
And a little less disappointing?
Yeah. It would have been called Horizon Zero Dawn. Which... Okay. So... Anyway. I think Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be coming out. It's going to be coming out this year. And I do honestly think that they're going to do it with the new Switch. We'll see if we get our hands on that with all the chip shortages and everyone stuck in their house wanting to play games all the time, because the Switch is still selling out, like crazy.
Yeah,
so
I've tried to get one, can't.
Yeah. So
I don't know about the whole 500 units and Japanese exclusive release thing. That's
for the gold.
I don't know.
The special edition for Breath of the Wild was bullshit. It was very hard to come by, and that wasn't a console. Well,
having something be hard to come by as an exclusive or as a limited edition, and then having it exclusive only to one market, that's a tall order. I mean,
I guess we'll find out. Doubt that they would. I guess we'll find out.
I guess so. I guess you're right. All right, my next one is this one's not really a surprise or a prediction. It's just something I'm excited about, and I'm sure it's going to come up because Microsoft bought Bethesda. But Elder Scrolls 6 is in development, and I'm hoping that they have something to show for it at E3 this year.
I actually had that as well. That was one of my predictions. Bethesda will finally showcase the Starfield game. but they're going to do a teaser trailer only, and then they're also going to show off the Elder Scrolls 6 game. It'll have a 2022 release date, and it'll be next-gen consoles and PC only.
Yeah, I could see that, actually.
Now,
a year, 2 years out from the new gen releases, they're going to be well established into Microsoft a year and a half after their acquisition. They're going to have plenty. I think they started developing this before the acquisition, so there's going to be there's going to be a lot of lead up time. Like they've already started.
Yeah, and I think it was not last year, but the year before that. They did announce that those games are coming out, so they've been in development for quite some time. The only question I think Starfield is going to be an Xbox exclusive. No way around that. What I think they're still going to do is for Elder Scrolls 6, they are going to put it out on both consoles. I feel like the audience is too vast for Elder Scrolls to start limiting it to just one console or PC right off the bat, or at all. You know what I mean? I think Elder Scrolls will stay for everything. Starfield will be exclusive.
But if it's so popular and it has such a huge following, wouldn't it make business sense to make it exclusive to the Xbox to try to drive up those sales and get subscriptions to Game Pass?
No.
Because really the money for Microsoft now is not hardware sales as much as it is subscriptions.
Right. But a lot of people that only do one game a year, or they have other consoles, like say I have a PlayStation, but I don't have the Xbox. I'm not going to go and try to find a new Xbox to play Elder Scrolls when I've played it all on PlayStation or whatever. Now, they could always do PC, I guess, but not everybody even has a PC that would be able to run that kind of stuff, It's like,
yeah, most people won't, probably, especially when it first comes out.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people were like, I bought a PS5 because Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be coming out. That's what I'm going to play it on. So it's kind of like Minecraft in that sense, where Microsoft owns that, but they put it out on everything.
And it was in development before Microsoft had it anyway, so
right.
Why throw away the work that they've already paid for?
But for Elder Scrolls, yes. For the case of Starfield, even being in development, they've probably scrapped the PlayStation version of that. They probably were just like, no, let's not do that. Let's put all our energy into polishing an Xbox PC version. Because they're developing it for the PC anyway. The new consoles are able to run essentially a PC load, just probably brought down a little bit. So they probably scrapped out all of PlayStation for Elder Scrolls, and it's being developed for PC and Xbox.
I can see that. But I could also see future installments of Elder Scrolls being announced as exclusive.
Maybe.
I think if they do it far enough in advance, like if they did that like a month before release and said, "Oh, by the way," that would cause some fucking problems for Microsoft.
I could see that argument, but I don't believe that. I think Elder Scrolls will always be a cross-platform, or not cross-platform, but a multi-platform software, But we'll see.
I guess so.
I could see them going as far as even making it exclusive in a time, like a timed exclusive for that.
Oh, like for the first, 2-3 months, something like that.
Oh, like the first year even. The first year will be exclusive to Xbox, and then PlayStation can play it. Because it's not crossplay, so it doesn't matter. It's not an MMO, What do you think? It might be a games of service, though. Like a Fallout 76. Online. What do you think about that?
An online version of... I don't... I guess they could if they wanted to. That's kind of the trend right now. But I think they would lose a lot of support if they did that, because a lot of people like playing Elder Scrolls specifically because it's a well-developed single-player game.
Yep. It's going to be... they're going to change it. Elder Scrolls 6 Battle Royale.
I would not buy that. Not even for $1. Although I like the concept of a battle royale without guns.
I think they have that. Isn't that wasn't that fuck. Outlaws? Outlaw, whatever the fuck that game was. That did not do well.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it, so that I guess that tells you something.
It's essentially you were playing as like Robin Hood and his band of thieves, but I don't know if that was like a battle royale or a game of service. But
I mean, what I'm picturing is something. Have you seen the gameplay at all for Chivalry 2?
Yeah.
So something of that nature. I mean, that's like big battle kind of thing, like old school Halo.
Yeah,
Rumble matches,
goes
big
with,
Rumble matches,
like For Honor. You know, same sort of concept.
That style of play where you have swords and you have fucking like ballistas and crossbows, but no guns, and play a battle royale. Obviously, you couldn't make huge maps like they have in PUBG or Warzone, because it just wouldn't work for hand-to-hand combat battle royale. But I think that's a fun concept that done right could be nice.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time, I think. Honestly,
I mean, I'm kind of over the battle royale genre in general, only because it's very hard to get a group of people to play, and those games are way more fun when you play with a group.
Nah, man, the only battle royale I play is Tetris 99. That's the best battle royale out there.
Good times.
All right, let's see. So I'm gonna do like another Dragon Age one. Super easy, super simple. Dragon Age Grey Warden Edition is announced. Much like the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, it will contain Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age Awakening, and Dragon Age 2 with all DLC. They're not going to include Dragon Age Inquisition, as essentially they'll just tell people to buy the Game of the Year edition or whatever edition they want to do when they bring it over to the next gen consoles, because the game's so big.
Can you repeat like the last 15 seconds of what you just said, because you cut out?
So they're going to do Dragon Age Origins, Awakening, and Dragon Age 2 with all the DLC. They will not include Dragon Age Inquisition. They're going to essentially tell people that they can buy like the Game of the Year edition or whatever crazy edition that they have to go and, you know, pair up with it, because Dragon Age Inquisition was so big.
Yeah, nostalgia sells, man.
I'd buy it. I'm playing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I never played Mass Effect when it came out. I mean, I did. I played the first one up until they put me in the fucking Mako, and I hated the goddamn game. I was like, it was so much of a pain in the ass to traverse in that fucking vehicle that I just took the game back to GameStop when I was working at the time. So I didn't actually buy it. I had rented it out. So I just lost my time for the night. But going back to it, like, this game's awesome. You know, if I wasn't doing a vacation here shortly, I'd be, you know, balls deep in Mass Effect 3 right now. You were cutting in and out
real bad there for about 45 seconds.
That's all right.
Yeah, I guess we'll just play that one by ear. It's the inaugural episode.
Yeah.
Don't mind us.
So I don't know. Like,
no, I can definitely see that. Like I said, nostalgia is big right now. People are, you know, people that grew up with the, Atari and original NES, they're 35 to 50 now. And they have they're starting to get to that point where they have more disposable income than they really know what to do with anymore. And they'll spend money to buy special versions of games that remind them of their youth and better times gaming, and they'll play through the thing again. I mean, right now, I'm playing through Command and Conquer, the original Tiberian Dawn, and Red Alert, the first one. Like, that's early 90s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people will buy and play for nostalgia and just good memories and good times.
Yeah, man, and they're bringing that shit back too, actually. So, like, Atari is getting ready to announce or release another console.
News to me, honestly. Haven't heard anything from Atari in quite some time.
So they'll probably buy that. No. All right, what do you got next?
Okay, so this is speaking of nostalgia. This is a wish list item. I have no reason to think this will ever happen, even in my lifetime, let alone this E3. But so Duke Nukem reboot. I would love to see that happen, and I would very much buy that. Even though Duke Nukem Forever was a terrible game in every regard, I don't care. I would buy a Duke Nukem reboot, no question.
Yeah, it seems like it would fit pretty well with the Quake and the Doom reboots and all that shit. So I wouldn't put it past the team to pull out Duke Nukem for nostalgia only, and it probably would sell. So okay, let's see. Let's get back to it. Right.
What you got? What you got?
Another safe one. Let's go for a safe one. Assassin's Creed is going to have a new cinematic trailer for the next installment. The new playable character will be a male-female canon type character like Eivor was for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It will have nothing to do with your character being or joining the Assassin's Order, much like Valhalla 2022 release.
Yeah. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since 3. I'm sad to say.
Dude, you're missing out. Definitely for 4. And
I've heard Black Flag was good.
Black Flag was very good. That is my second favorite Assassin's Creed game behind 2.
2 was good.
Yeah, 2 was amazing.
2 was good.
Amazing, everybody. Which, so you should definitely get. You have an Xbox One X, right? Or I'm sorry, yeah, an Xbox One.
I do have an Xbox One, not an X or an S or an XS
Or a Series X.
Xbox or yeah, whatever the fuck they're called. God,
I don't know what fucking one you
so
want.
dumb.
But pick up 4. Pick up Rogue, because that one's a lot of fun too. You play as an assassin turned Templar, and then you hunt the assassins down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's going to be a safe one. It's just going to kind of be like Odyssey. You could be male or female. I think the female was canon for Odyssey, and then for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the DNA was corrupt. I don't want to say corrupted, but it was unreadable by the Animus. So male and female are canon essentially. So if you played it where the Animus chose, then like every so often your character would change between male and female depending on what was happening and how the Animus read it.
So are the later installments, do they, if you have the save file, do they pull data from old game save files to influence? Okay.
Nope. Nothing like that.
I like games that do that. I really do.
Yeah. BioWare.
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon Age did the same thing. You know? That's why, like, in Dragon Age Origins, during the DLC, my player character hooked up with Morgan. At the end of the game, I was able to stay alive because we did some sort of ritual. So like the dragon's soul went into her womb, into Morgan's womb. And then your guys' child was born with the soul of an old god. And then she just disappears. And I think in Inquisition, she talks about the child. So the child is still alive, but your character doesn't move on. Like your character disappeared with her. And then the hero of Ferelden is gone. And I don't know what happened to him, and I really want to know, that kind of shit. I'm just like, where did he go? Is he alive? Is he dead? Like, what happened? So anyway, like that's what I'm hoping for that kind of shit for. I do like that shit, just like you do with like Mass Effect. I like that moving on forward.
Yep.
I'm, it's going through Mass Effect 2, like I stated earlier on the show. I beat Mass Effect 2. I'm using the same character. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to stay at Paragon. I'm trying to like stay with, Liara or whatever as my romance, and I'll be pushing that into 3, and I'll wrap up that trilogy as that's my character. That's my main character as Femshep. So
yeah, I just think that when games evolve like that over multiple installments, where it pulls from previous ones to make your next installment play unique to you, I think that it creates so much loyalty and buy-in to the game. I'm surprised more games don't do it, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially with today's games almost always being multiple installments in some way.
I would like the new Fable to do that, to start that off. Because Fable is going to be a game that everyone's going to jump on. They're going to do it really well. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that it moves on to the sequels, So when I raw dog it with everybody in every town, all that follows me. So,
yes.
So what do you got next?
Okay, well, kind of staying in the theme of what I had with Duke Nukem, but a little more timely and relevant given recent events. I'd like to see some development and announcement on the next Doom installment, because Eternal was fucking awesome. I don't know if you played it.
I did not. I can't. Doom, it's not my pace because it's too fast for me, But that's awesome. I'm glad people like it.
Yeah, the storyline was absolutely 10 out of 10. It was awesome. It was tons of fun. The only downside Eternal had was multiplayer. It was a train wreck, in my opinion. I know a lot of people that love it, but most people I've spoken with, at least, aren't really on board with that multiplayer game mode that they had put into that.
Yeah, which is a shame. I don't know. There should be.
I think it'd be fine if they just put in an old-fashioned deathmatch. Respawn, break it off into teams, or bunch of solos running around killing each other. First person to X number of kills wins. Bring back that nostalgia. Everybody's doing battle royales. We get it. It's popular, but not everybody wants to play that all the time.
A bunch of Warzone people would say otherwise. Fortnite and such.
Well, yeah, they can also go fuck themselves. So, yep, I said it.
All right, let's see.
And I'm not. Well, to be fair to Battle Royale, it does have a place, and it's not something I won't play. It's just not what I want to play all the time.
Oversaturation's a thing.
That's really all.
Once somebody, I get it. It's the hot thing. It's what drives people to come into your game. It's what makes them pick it up. So I get that there's that, but there shouldn't just be that. To your point, have a battle royale, but also have like capture the flag, or like you said, a death match, or whatever. There should be different modes that are created essentially equally. Because people, like, not everyone, like you said, is going to want to play battle royale, but they could play the other ones, and it's going to have the same sort of meat to it.
Sure. Yeah, I think the big downfall of battle royales, and I'm sorry we're getting a little off topic here, but the thing with battle royales is there's no way you can play a battle royale casually.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
After it's been out for more than maybe a month, there's no more casual play to it. Either you are fully committed and you play it several hours a day, every day, in order to try to get a little bit better. If you handed somebody a controller today and said, "Hey, you've never played PUBG. Let's introduce you to this game," they're not going to have any fun, because 95% of the people that are playing that game have been playing it for years now. They know all the places, they know all the items, they know all of the loadout combinations that are the best. They know everything there is to know, and they're super competitive with it, and there's no enjoyment in that anymore.
No, I get that. I definitely get that. But that's like that for any multiplayer game.
Yeah, I feel like it's just amplified with Battle Royale, though, because you get one life. That's it. Whereas if you're new and you're in deathmatch, at least you respawn and you can try to start learning from your mistakes. But when you spend 20, 25 minutes without an encounter and then you die to a sniper or some 38-second firefight, what do you really learn from that as a new player going into the next match? Not much. And so development is, or building of skill is at a much slower pace for new players in Battle Royale, as opposed to those old school death matches where, you respawn after 2 or 3 seconds and you have a general idea of where you died, where the enemy was coming from, what kind of weapon they had. So you can kind of learn and compensate for that even within the same match. And that's just not the case with Battle Royale.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. We'll see, man, on that one. So the next one that I have, let's see. Speaking earlier on exclusives, this one's going to be an exclusive. I think PlayStation will be having a state of play during the E3 conference, even though this hasn't been announced yet. So this is kind of out there. But Spider-Man 2 is going to be announced for a 2022 holiday release. We're gonna take control of Peter Parker once more, and I think Miles Morales, you'll kind of bounce back and forth between that. We're gonna see the Green Goblin as the main villain, and Venom is finally going to show up and act as the third act villain that will play into a third Spider-Man game that'll wrap up the trilogy for Insomniac Spider-Man.
I would love to see Green Goblin. I just have a gut feeling they're going to pick some lame ass fucking villain and it's going to be disappointing.
I mean, they could pick a lot. I mean, so from Spider-Man, I mean, I don't know. Even Miles Morales, their villains weren't as heavy hitters as the first Spider-Man game, but they still did it really well. So even if you did some sort of lame ass villain, they could still pull it off. But I think Green Goblin will be it. We fought Rhino to an extent, Scorpion and Electro and Vulture in the first one, but we haven't seen Green Goblin. We haven't seen Venom. I don't think we'll see like a Carnage or anything like that. I think those are the last two guys that are going to show up. They could do like a side character, mission thing with Kraven the Hunter or Mysterio. I can't remember if he was in the first one on the raft, but I think Green Goblin will be Spider-Man 2's main villain. And then they're going to eventually let us see Venom, and then Venom will be the third one. Which, yeah, and I know a lot of people have been talking about, Peter Parker getting the black suit, and then you play as Miles, and you have to try to get him out of being, like a darker Spider-Man. I don't think that's going to be a thing that they go for.
It's funny that you bring up Spider-Man because it kind of plays into my next prediction. Again, it's really hard to predict E3, but my predictions are more... I would love to see it at E3, obviously, but mine are more like near to mid-future predictions. I know it's kind of not specifically what we're talking about in this episode.
It
but
is. I mean, you never know.
Kind of. But it kind of, like I said, it kind of plays into my next prediction, and I don't mean to like step over yours, but because it's kind of connected, and I want to bring it up, is some sort of MMO RPG that's Marvel based on consoles and PC that's crossplay. Kind of like the old school City of Heroes, City of Villains, kind of in that vein. And they could incorporate events in the MCU as they release into the game in order to increase buy-in, because I think this is just me waxing poetic. I think now that the Infinity Stone storyline is finished, I think a lot of people who aren't or weren't already into comics and pop culture and that sort of thing, I think they've kind of checked out a little bit, especially because 2020, right? So not much happened in 2020. People have gotten past Endgame now. Netflix has some stuff. Disney has some stuff coming out on Disney Plus, Falcon Winter Soldier. But I think it would be an interesting avenue for Disney to explore with a developer who, I don't know, but to bring out something where they could have a huge player base and incorporate what's happening in the MCU into that game to kind of link everything together and bring more people back into their live action stuff that they're making for the MCU.
See that? You mean like something that's not the Avengers game? That doesn't look good.
Well,
at
yeah,
all?
they took. Wasn't there a game? There was a game that they took off. They just completely got rid of the servers for it, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
I don't know.
What was that called?
I don't know which one that is, but I know with the Avengers game that is done by Crystal Dynamics that's currently running, they're introducing a lot of those types of characters. I think like the Black Panther DLC is coming out. They have, Miss Marvel, which is the girl that can stretch. I forget her name because I actually haven't been following anything of that as far as comics or the actual game. But she's in there, and I know that she's going to be playing into the movies. So they're kind of doing that with the Avengers game. But the Avengers game, I don't see it being good. It has no appeal to me, even if they're doing it that way. Now, if they did something more specific, not necessarily a movie tie-in, but like kind of like a game tie-in to the universe, much like books do, I think it could be good depending on who does it and what the story is.
Yeah, I mean, give me something like World of Warcraft, but MCU Marvel based. I'd play that. And you look at Fortnite
like
and they
DC
have events.
Universe Online.
Yeah, basically, but make it Marvel, and I think Disney would be able to do a lot of cool stuff with that if it's done right.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at Fortnite, they have in-game events in that all the time, and sometimes it corresponds with real-world events, and it's pretty. I mean, it's established, it's doable. They should know how to do it at this point and make it a success.
Yeah.
So I think if it's done right, I think that'd be something I would really like to see.
Yeah, I totally get that. All right, let's see. Moving on. So I got two more. Nothing crazy for the first one. So it's Star Wars Fallen Order 2 is going to be announced. We're going to get a new teaser trailer. It's going to have a 2023 release date, but it'll probably be delayed until 2024. No further details are discussed. Not the most crazy zany whatever, but I'm very much looking forward to the new Star Wars game.
As opposed to the movies.
Yeah, the movies can go fuck themselves. So, especially the Disney movies. That's a discussion for a whole nother show on that one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So you got another one?
Well,
if not, I can always drop this one. This one will be for this one's speaks to you. So
I don't own a current generation Nintendo system, Nintendo platform, console, whatever you want to call it. Don't own one right now. But what I would like to see is a traditional Mario game harkening back to its roots. I know I keep talking about nostalgia and going back. That's just what I'm interested in. I'd love to see something like that. I'd play it. I would go out of my way to find a Switch to play an old school style Mario 3, Mario 64, but new version. Not just remaster the old shit.
Wow.
I mean, like, make another game, but in that vein.
Yeah, I get it.
With current generation
new
hardware.
Super Mario Brothers style.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. We'll see for sure. I know that the Nintendo Direct is probably going to give us a new Mario game. That's not a spin-off. You know, we're getting Mario Golf coming out, which is going to be really awesome. But we're going to get another Mario mainline. Like maybe I'm hoping like a Mario Odyssey 2. That was a pretty good one. That's in vein with what you're talking about with like a Mario 64, like the Mario Odyssey. So definitely. I mean, we'll see. It's almost a for sure thing, you know?
That'd be nice.
Let's see. So my last one that I have here, right, is Microsoft is going to showcase Halo Infinite once more. It's going to look loads better with all those teraflops than the last showcase. People will be rejuvenated with the Spartan goodness. However, it will be a games as a service, and you're going to have to pay up to $4.99 for each weapon pack you have to unlock.
Not a fan.
Of which part? The new?
I mean, I could go on a rant about, like, I paid money for a fucking game, include everything in the game that I just paid for. I don't want to pay more every time I do something in a game. The game is the game. That's what I paid for. Give me what I fucking paid for. Especially if it's not, like, if it's just something digital. Like, it costs them literally fucking nothing to produce that, and they're just going to squeeze every penny. Nah. Mm-hmm. Nah. Move it on. Move it on, fam. Not interested.
I don't know, but, like, they are going to show Halo for sure. I definitely know that, but we'll see. We'll see what they do, if it will be a games as a service. I know that's, or at least join Xbox, their Game Pass, and get a special like golden gun or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, they've done stuff like that in the past, where if you join, there was an app. I think it's still active, but I haven't been on it in a while. It was an app for Halo. I want to say it has a yellow background. What was it called?
Oh,
but anyways,
like the UNSCS or whatever the fuck it's called, like a career tracker. They just shut one down.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was like a information and news hub for Halo, and you could track your career through all your games. And
I think they just shut that down.
Something like that. They did.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had something like that. I want to say it was Halo 3, where if you joined some thing like that, you got a flaming skull helmet. Mm-hmm. I think it was Halo 3 for that. I could be mistaken. That was a minute ago. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did some sort of, join this service and get an exclusive of some sort, which is, to me, in my mind, that's a little different than, oh, you unlocked this pack, now pay us to actually get what you just unlocked.
Right. Did you like that bazooka in Mission 3? $4.99, you can use it in your game.
Yeah, that would piss me off. I would actually return the game for that.
All right.
As much as I love Halo, I think I would return it.
Oh, for sure. Do you have anything else?
I got nothing else off the top of my head.
Awesome.
I mean, nothing jumps out at me. Just, I'd like to see more VR in general. More VR development, especially for people that get nauseous when they play VR, like myself. Because as much as I love playing VR, there are some games I just can't do it.
For sure.
So it's a little bit limiting for me. And I think it's just a matter of time before they figure it out.
For sure. Well, that's it for this episode of Jabberbox. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that notification button, and that like button, and rate it, as this will help us grow our audience and grow the show into something bigger and better. Say hi to us over on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter by searching Dandy Digital, and we'll see you all next time.